Hey everybody, welcome back to Horror Trans. My name is Stephanie Bree. I'm a transgender woman and I talk about all things horror. And today I'm doing something different. I'm only doing one review this week, but it's three movies in one. Because it's technically one movie broken up into three parts. And it's the Netflix horror trilogy, if you will, Fear Street. You have Fear Street, the 90s, the 70s, and the 1800s, and I don't remember the specific years. But it's a three-part movie that tells a continuous story, and it's done as one continuous movie. So it's more like a mini-series than a movie. But it is sort of based on a book by R.L. Stine, I believe, who is famous for Goosebumps and Fear Street. So it follows a group of kids, teenagers in the 90s, who are finding out that their town is cursed and there's an evil trying to get out and kill people. And it starts off with a pretty brutal murder. And the police aren't investigating the murders because they're actually kind of sort of in on it, but you don't find that out until later. And so the first movie in the trilogy, the 90s, follows them unraveling the mystery of the past serial killers or murderers that have been possessed by this evil entity and trying to figure out the origins of it and how to stop it. Throughout their investigation, some of them die in very graphic, satisfying, brutal, bloody deaths. And they realize that the story actually goes all the way back to a summer camp back in the 70s, which is where we pick up in part two, where it's sort of a Friday the 13th, sleepaway camp kind of film for a little bit, almost like a slasher, where again you have the evil possessing a guy who this time kills a lot of camp counselors and campers and people, as would be expected. And the sisters are not only trying to survive the night, but also trying to figure out how to stop the evil. And we find out one of the sisters who survived is actually the one telling the kids in the present day what they need to know about the evil and its origins and how to defeat it. And then we get part three, which takes us back to the origin of the evil, the story of the witch and how she was just trying to live her life and she wasn't really a witch at all. But they accused her of being a witch because the evil was summoned by somebody in the village who was trying to make a deal with the evil. And it was starting to do its thing, and they needed somebody to blame on the evil, so they murdered the witch in a witch trial thing as a way to, sacrifice the evil, I guess, to make it go away, to lift the curse. And then we flash forward back to the present again, where the kids, the surviving kids, realize that, oh shit, the witch isn't the bad guy in this whole story. There's another evil that they have to track down and free the soul of the witch, I guess, and then track down the evil, the source of the evil, and put an end to it, allegedly for good, because, there's always room for more. And these three movies, while they do make up a trilogy, are actually really just one movie in three parts. And if you watch it as as a continuous, if you binge it all at once, it's a damn good movie. Now, if you watch them individually, as I did because I watched, they came out, they spaced them out, the releases. It still works, but you're left on a cliffhanger and you're wanting more, which is kind of what you want from a movie that is going to be like this. And they deliver on the goods. Grade A acting, grade A storytelling, grade A cinematography, awesome set pieces, beautiful costumes. Everything is period accurate. Everything looks gorgeous. It's bloody as fuck, but done just right. The kills are very gruesome, but satisfying to a horror fan. I mean, this is horror done right. Now, I would rate the individually or the trilogy as a whole as a buy, but because this is a Netflix thing, I don't know if this has been released on physical media. So I'm going to rate it as a buy with the caveat that if it's available to buy, otherwise it's a sign up for Netflix for a month, watch this, and then, whatever else you get for the month, and then you're good to go. But this is definitely worth it. This is probably one of the best things Netflix has ever done. I would say as a horror franchise, I like this better than Stranger Things, I think. Although I consider Stranger Things a television series, and I consider this sort of a really long movie broken up into 3 parts, or you could look at it as 3 separate movies. Either way you look at it, it's damn fucking good, and you need to watch it no matter what you got to do to watch it. So stay cool.